Hello everybody, and welcome to the 11th episode of my Direwolf20 Modpack series. Last episode we finished off by making a little automation over there which gets us automatic alloys and automatic circuits for Mekanism. I thought it'd be a very useful thing to have for this episode especially. So, what we're going to this episode. Last episode we worked on getting a quarry going up using the RF tool builder, and we got an entire, giant wall of resources here. As we can see here, I have 3,500 iron, 4,400 tin, 1,000 nickel, 16,000 copper, and just a whole bunch of other materials that we want processed. And we're going to use Mekanism to do that. Now, Mekanism doesn't do ore pentupling anymore because of the new mechanic of dropping the raw ore instead of actual ore blocks now. But it still has benefits to making, I think it's like 2 or 3 times now. I'm not fully sure about that, but I'm pretty sure it's 2 or 3 times. So what I'm going to do is get all the machines ready to make that ore processing line, and once I do, I'll bring you guys back in. Alrighty guys, so before we get into the actual ore processing, there's another step we have to do before that actually happens. So I have raw iron pulled up here, and if we click use on that to find out its uses, and we go to the second tab here and look at the chemical dissolution chamber, which is used to get the 3 times ore processing, you get the dirty iron, sir, and that's great and all, but the iron ore is not the actually only input. We actually also have to input sulfuric acid as well. And that's what we're going to do right now, is we're going to make sulfuric acid. Now, this is honestly kind of complicated, to be honest with you, and it's still having a little bit of trouble wrapping my own brain around, so I'm going to place all the blocks down so you guys can see where the blocks need to be, and then I'm going to kind of explain it. I do have a screenshot of what I made because I went to my test world to just kind of do it in my head, because otherwise there's no way I'd be able to do it. So since we're going to have the processing over here, I'm kind of just make it back here. We're going to have the electrolytic separator, and behind that we're going to have a sink. We're going to have a pipe connecting those two. Then we're going to have both of our chemical infusion chambers right there. What we have next is the, what's this called I'm holding right now? The rotisserie condensator right behind the second chemical infuser. And then finally what we're going to put right here is the chemical oxidizer. And there's one more thing we're going to need to do too, and that is put the pulverizer right here. We need the pulverizer because if we look at the uses again, we go back to over here, go here, and we go to trioxide. Sulfur dioxide is made by putting sulfur dust into the chemical oxidizer, which is the machine we placed right there. But to get the dust, we need to, not this one, we're going to use the thermal expansion sulfur. If I can spell sulfur correctly. And that is right there. There we go. And that is made by putting sulfur into a pulverizer that we have here. Now, I have my ME system right here, so I'll be able to very easily export my sulfur that I have into the pulverizer right here. So, how is this going to work? I know it looks very confusing, because honestly, it's confusing me too, and I had to really think it out and game it out. So, what I'm going to do with this one right here, this turns water into both hydrogen and oxygen, which is what that's used for right there. The hydrogen we do not need just yet, but we'll need it in a moment for the ore processing itself. So this takes the oxygen and inputs it into the chemical infuser. The chemical infuser needs 2 ingredients. That is the oxygen, and that is the sulfur dioxide. So to make the sulfur dioxide, we melt it down and put it into its gaseous form. And to get the sulfur dust, we pulverize the sulfur right here into the sulfur dust. What this does then is creates the sulfur trioxide. You can see here the sulfur dioxide and the oxygen we just made from this machine. This sulfur trioxide is then inputted into this second one right here, and if we click on uses right here, you can see with water vapor and sulfur trioxide, you then get that sulfuric acid that we need for the ore processing. This turns water, so we're going to need to pull from this source again over here and put it into here, and so you need to put it on deconcentrating, which turns liquid water into gaseous water vapor. That gaseous water vapor is then inputted into the infuser right here. So what I'm going to do quickly is, this just is very complicated, so I'm going to get everything hooked up, because I don't think I'll be able to explain it, to be honest, at the same time as hooking everything up. So I'm going to hook everything up. I'm going to bring you guys back in so you guys can see how it's working out. Alright guys, I have everything plugged in and set up, and as you can see here, I'm just making myself some gold dust. You guys will see why in one moment. And hopefully this finishes pretty fast. It should finish pretty fast. We only got 4 more left. You know what? I don't think I honestly need all 16. I was just making 16 because I thought it would be a decent number. But since I talked long enough, 16 is almost done. If we do this, yes, I can waste a little bit of time. Perfect. So, as you can see back here, I have everything set up. You can go down here, I can show you. You saw I have a refined storage connected over here with an export for sulfur, which is going directly into here. I did put our mining quarry wall, I guess you can call it, our wall of ores and resources onto the system, so you can see now I have the copious amounts of cobble, the calcite, the super amounts of iron or raw copper and ore, and just a whole bunch of stuff. So, what do we do now? I have a flux point putting down here into all the machines we have up here. And that's pretty much all I changed, besides, you know, carting the water in and out of separate machines. But nothing has really changed, to be perfectly honest with you, too much. What I did, I guess, add was I put an ultimate chemical tank here, which just takes in the excess hydrogen and puts it in there, because we're going to need the hydrogen for the, what's it called, the ore processing, I'm pretty sure. At least I'm like 90% sure we do, but I'm not fully sure, but I'm 90% sure we do. So I thought I might as well keep it here. So what else do we need to do? We can see here that if we look at all the machines, what's really keeping us back is right here, the sulfur dioxide right here. So I thought it'd be a good idea to make upgrades for both of these machines. And if we go to Mechanism, we can see the upgrades right here. And that is exactly why I got these upgrades. Now, I know they can hold 8 each, but I'm going to start with 4. I think I'm going to start with 4 for speed, and then where is energy upgrades? We'll get 4 of these energy upgrades. Now, this is going to start taking in a lot, guys, like a lot of energy. In fact, if we want to upgrade everything here, we'll 100% have to increase our power resources. So if I just right-click on here, and shift right-click on here, now this should be going a lot faster. You can see it has a significantly higher capacity. But if you look at this down here, RF used, you can see I went to 256 RF used per tick, which normally it would only be, I guess I don't have any reference for that, but it's a lot less than that is. Do we have any pipe upgrade here? Yes, we do. Okay, just making sure. But you can see here, I don't know why it's only outputting so little. Probably because everything is AFK because of how back stuff it is. But now that we have this guy increased, we need to increase this guy as well. So if we look at thermal, so we already have a hardened upgrade. So all we have to do is click U on it. We can get it out. And we want to make signalum gears. Now I think we have Electrum. Yes, we do. From immersive engineering, I mean. Now that we have this, I could, I guess, upgrade it to resident. I wonder if I can. Can I make resident right now? Let's see if we can make resident, guys. So we go to resident. I think I would just have to click on here. So all we need is some diamond dust. Now I do have diamonds, I'm pretty sure. So if we go to over here, type in diamond, we do have some diamonds right here. So what I can do is just take out 4. I didn't really count how many I needed, but I can just throw it into the crushing factory over. And if we speed this up, I know I sped up way too fast, but I wanna get this stuff out for you guys, you know? Now we got our diamond dust. If we come in here, I should be able to just put this here and get my electrum. Nice. So we should actually be able to go right into this. But I don't have lumium. Can I make lumium this easily as well? Yes, but I need to make some more fire charges. So fire charge is honestly pretty easy to make. I can use a whole plethora of different ways to make it. Let's go with, I guess this one, why not? I guess 3 should be fine. So if we go back to use right here, click lumium, and yeah, that's perfect. We click use again, we go back to the gear, buy for yourself 2 gears, and then finally, oh, they're really just bringing me down the rabbit hole, aren't they? You know what? We're gonna stick with the reinforce for now and just call it a day. This should help a lot, anyways. You can see right now we're at 20 RF a tick being used, and with this in here we're at 60 RF a tick. So this does increase it a lot. So we should have to keep that in mind, which is why I was mentioning we're going to probably need a lot more power input. You can see it was at 220 earlier, now it's already almost over 1,000. This is probably using more power than we are making, to be perfectly honest with you right now. You can see, yes, we are staying pretty much even, actually, which is probably not a good thing. I want to be going up all times. So what I might end up doing between this and the next clip you guys see is just adding maybe a whole 8 more of those ender generators. Okay guys, so I was thinking about it a lot, and I honestly don't have enough power to actually get ore processing going just yet. But I still want to get ore processing done this episode. So I am going to do what I kind of haven't wanted to do but I think I'll do anyways, and that is kind of use a more normal way of getting power. I really want to use more fun ways of getting power, because I'm sure you guys really never see people use, ender mycelial generators, or people barely ever use biopower, and I wanted to use more interesting things for power, but this setup needs a lot of power, and I can't really think of a good way to make a lot of power without doing something a bit more, I guess you can say, normal. So what I'm going to do is, you can probably see my inventories, I'm going to make Sterling Dynamos. I think it's just going to be the easiest way. I have so many Blaze Rods. I can just make a lot of power with them. I mean, you can see my inventory. Blaze Rods, I have 280,000 of them. I think it'll be the best thing to do for this, so I think I'm going to get maybe 8 or 10 maybe 12 Sterling Dynamos, and make power that way. It's not what I wanted, but I think it will be good enough for now. And in the meantime, after I get more processing, what I might do later is figure out what I can do to make more interesting power, so I can take myself off the Sterling Dynamos. But until then, Sterling Dynamos is gonna be, guys. Alrighty, guys, I got 12 Sterling Dynamos set up over here. I already have the other ones staged, but I just want to show you guys what I'm actually doing for this. So you can see here, our normal one makes 40, and with this integral from the resonant one, which I did have to go through all the process of making, it honestly wasn't too hard to do all this. I just had to go through crafting recipes. These did cost a little bit of diamonds though, and I really have, well, no diamonds now. So I definitely need to make my miner in a different position so I can get more diamonds from that. So what are we going to do for this? What I want to do is put all of this on here, and that's fine because that's actually, I'm going to connect it into that. And then I'm just going to go up, and we can disconnect right here in all the lines, because I don't like connecting like that. Now, to show you guys what I've been doing, I also put one of these auxiliaries in each of them, and as you can see, if you look at the maximum production and efficiency, it doubles the production, but it only subtracts it by 90%, or sorry, 10%, so it's 90% efficiency. You can look on it, that's exactly what it says. You get twice as much output, but the fuel efficiency is declined. You can stack this up multiple times, so now I can have 73% efficiency and 640 RF per tick, but these are honestly quite expensive to make. You need signal and plates, hardened glass, which honestly isn't too bad. Honestly, the only thing really hard here is the signal and plates, so I just made one for each of them for now. And if you're wondering how you make the plates, I can quickly run upstairs. You make it in this block right here. It's called the multi-servo press. I just made it to do this, and pretty much you just take, oops, not what I wanted to do. You take your pieces here. I'll just make 4, and you put them in there, and it makes plates. That's quite literally what this does. And if I wonder if I can show recipes here. You can see it breaks plates down. It turns ingots into nuggets. It turns nuggets into ingots, so it can go either way. And it's a useful block. I mainly just use it for stuff like this to make plates. And even then, I usually just use a hammer to do it. But this is what we have set up. This, if you're wondering, in total makes 3,840 RF per tick. I wanted to get this started with you guys, so I didn't actually have it connected yet. So we go in here. I want to put the diamond one in there because I want it to have on round robin mode. And this should be going, well, it's not going just yet, because what I need to do first is turn these all onto output. And I think, if I'm correct, it should just output into this. Yes, you can see it having a huge output right there. So this is working. I guess I may have mathed wrong a little bit on that. Maybe it's gonna continue going up until these guys run out of their buffer. And once they get full on it, then it should be fine. So guys, I quickly forgot to mention there that I actually forgot to put the basic pipe upgrades in. You probably saw them in inventory, I just forgot to put them in. If you can see right here, without the basic pipe upgrade in, it only does 256 FE every tick, and as you can see here, this produces 320. So that's actually producing more than it'll be outputting. And you can see on my tooltip again, the internal capacity of the generator is actually increasing because it can't output all that it wants to, which is why it's getting that decrease in production. So what I need to do is just simply put the basic pipe upgrade in there, and I'm getting 1024. So now it's perfectly fine, even if I choose to fully upgrade these all the way with auxiliary augments, because as you guys saw, it's only 640 at max. So these pipe upgrades will work perfectly. You can see here again that it is 4,480, which last time you guys saw it was 37 something. I don't remember, but it was 3700, and now it's the increase because we added the upgrades into all of them. Just thought I'd mention that quickly. Also, now that we have power done, I think I'm going to go back to working on the sulfur dioxide, sulfuric acid, that's what it was, sulfuric acid, and get that going so we get a consistent supply. So when we do ore processing, I have an easy amount to do that, or a lot to do that, a surplus. Alright guys, now we're back over here. As you can see, I did make another chemical tank, so I could kind of make sure I have everything about equal in terms of output. Now that we can see, now that we have a backstuffing of sulfur dust, it looks like our next backstuff is the chemical infuser right here. So I did go ahead and make 4 more upgrades for it, so we need to shift click on it, and that should increase it. And it looks like we are still actually in the net positive for our sulfur trioxide and our water vapor. Is that true? So it looks like we're losing water vapor now. So it looks like water vapor is our holdup, and now what we pretty much do is make upgrades for the water vapor machine now. Pretty easy. So we should go over here. Let's start with 2 or just 1. I know we'll go 2. Why not? So we'll get more of the 2 of the energies now, and this should balance that out. Let's see, is that making enough water vapor now? So yeah, it's making enough water vapor now, so we're fine on water vapor. What I really want to see is this one that I'm interested about, and it does look like we are making more sulfur, and are we pulverizing more than we're needing? We may be pulverizing not enough, or pulverizing exactly enough. I think we're pulverizing exactly enough, actually. Yes. So I think this is actually perfect with how it is. And we are getting it kind of slow, unfortunately. I can always increase this in the future for now, but at least ore processing is pretty passive. And instead of having, let's see, instead of having all this raw stuff backed up, normally I'd probably have it being processed at the same time as being mined, so I won't have all this backup. So I think now is actually a really good time to just get into this and get going with it. So what I'm going to do is get the machines ready for ore triple processing. And if you guys want just a brief reminder of what it is, if we go to the chemical dissolution chamber, which is the first step in the process, is the chemical dissolution chamber. We put the sulfur dust that we just made in. Then you get dirty iron slur or whatever you're making with it. Then you put that in with water. Don't worry, this is water. With the dirty whatever slur into the chemical waste management, or chemical, what is it called? Chemical washer. What I might do quickly is actually just add these to my hotbar while I'm going through this. So chemical dissolution chamber, I'm just going to add it over there. Then the chemical washer, we're going to add over there again. Then we're going to put the washer through a crystallizer. Right there. And this is where the 3 times comes in, from these 3 pieces right here. You saw 3 iron, raw iron, turned into 2,000 millibuckets. And 2,000 millibuckets can make 10 iron crystals. 10 divided by 3 is 3.3 repeating, so we get 3.3 times ore processing through this process. Just thought I'd mention that pretty quickly. And then we take the iron crystal, we put it into the, what's this called? Chemical injection chamber. Add that over there. And this is what I was talking about we need the hydrogen for. We need hydrogen chloride, which I'm going to need to create with chlorine and hydrogen, which we have over there. And chlorine is made through liquid chlorine in the rotisserie concentrator. And it is split from brine. So we're just going to probably pull more of our brine out and bring it over here. Probably, I think Laser IO, if we go to do they have gas working yet? So he does not have gas working yet, so I'm going to have to run gas pipes from over there to over here. Now if we quickly go back to the raw iron and run through the process, boop, 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 and we were just here. An iron shard needs to go back into a purification chamber with oxygen, which we can just put up another electrolytic separator for. And then we finally take those iron clumps into a crusher to get dirty iron. Then we finally take that dirty iron into a enrichment chamber. And then finally, we get iron dust, which we can smelt in any furnace, probably a factory from Mekanism, into the iron ingot. So I'm going to get all those machines ready right now. I'm going to probably put it in this wall right here, and once I do, I'll bring you guys back. However, what I think I'm going to do first is actually create the chlorine. And I'll probably do a similar thing right here for the chlorine. So we're going to do chlorine first, and then we'll work on making the ore processing. Sorry guys, as I mentioned, Ore processing for 3 times or 3.3 times is very complicated and takes a lot of steps to do. I should have all the resources now to make the hydrogen chloride. So the first thing I'm going to need to do is make chlorine. I can do that in the electrolytic separator, which I have in my hand right now, or right there. To make this, we need to use brine, which I did bring a cable over from my machine over here. You can see this very much, I guess you can call it Direwolf for the Direwolf20 pack, from my brine producing over here. So I come back over here. What I need to do is, I'm going to place it right here, so the electrolytic separator. I'm going to break the block under it, and I'm going to pipe it right into there, and that should fill up with brine. And I'm getting chlorine and sodium. We don't really need sodium, so what I'm going to do is just simply dump excess, because I can't really think of any use for it. I guess I could use it for a fusion reactor, but that's so far ahead of time, I can make more by the time that comes around. What I'm going to do next is, so this doesn't need that actually, so what I'm going to do is then place down the chemical infuser, which goes right here. And this is what's actually going to make the hydrogen chloride and hydrogen. Or not the hydrogen, just the hydrogen chloride. So we're going to come to the settings over here. We're going to go to, I think this is gases. So we're going to clear it. And the chlorine is in the teal slot. So we're going to go to gases. And that should be inputting it now. Yes, perfect. So now we need to get this gas to over here. And actually, is this a fluid or is this a gas? I think this is a gas. So we're going to go to gas or pipe. No, it's in here. So I made gas pipes. These are actually made pretty much for the Mekanism mod, and because it uses infused alloys is what I'm trying to say. And what I need to do now is, I can put that in extract in a second. I need to make the back of this side for gases. We'll clear it all. The back will be input on the right, and you should see it input now. All I should have to do is go to here, go to, where's gas? I'm on gas right now. Output on the front, and just take my wrench and simply do that. And that should fill that up with hydrogen. And that should be good. And it should be making the hydrogen chloride that we need. That should be completely set up and completely automated. So we should be good now to finally start working on ore processing, guys. It took a while, but we're finally here. I'll probably watch this a little bit. Actually, I need to put power down here. So for power, this is gonna be kind of confusing because I have not a lot of size open for this. What I can do is have my future self do it for me and just plug it into the power down here. Also, I did realize I turned this off when I turned all the where's gases. When I turned that off, so all I really have to do is, I think it was this one I turned off. Yes, so I just need to make this side a orange input, which I just did. And what's wrong? Gases, output, gases. Oh, because I didn't put it as the orange input. There we go. All's good in order now. Just forgot to mention that. And now that we have chlorine and we have our sulfuric acid, we should be 100% ready to go with our ore processing. So let's pop into it now. These machines are some pretty high-end crafts, so I just wanted to do it on camera with you guys, actually. Also, there's one extra thing I want to mention. I did add another electrolytic separator up here to make more oxygen. As you guys remember, one of the steps, I think it was the purification chamber. Yes, required oxygen. So I thought I would just have that ready when I need to. I do have a universal pipe here. Universal pipes are made with 3 types of pipes and 2 iron and redstone block. I don't know if they do gas though, but I do have it connected down there for power, and it's also doing the water for both these two. Just thought I mentioned that pretty quickly. So let's get into the crafting of this, guys. The first thing we need is a chemical dissolution chamber. So we will make some tanks. Oop, and perfect, I have osmium right in my inventory right there. Forgot about that. Now, we got the chemical dissolution chamber. After I make, let's make 2 casings, or 3 casings, or probably just, screw it, we'll make 5 casings. I'm sure I'll need them. And now we can finally make the chemical dissolution chamber. Next, we have the washing machine. Sure, we'll call it the washing machine. And we needed a basic tank. And with that, we have the chemical washer. What I'm going to do is just put it in inventory area. And the chemical crystallizer is next. Perfect. Already have everything we need for that. That's what I'd like to see. And then what do we just do? The chemical crystallizer. So that means the injection chamber is next, which we actually have to create this guy first here. And this is where our first red block is going to be. So we need advanced control circuits and infused alloys. We're just going to come over here. And I wish they were there to steal. And I have none of there either. Because it's probably all going to be used into making the ultimate control circuits. So what I'm going to do is, I wasn't expecting this to happen, so I'm going to AFK a bit more, I guess. Maybe do some mining or something. And wait for the other resources to be ready so I can make the other machines. And once that's done, I'll bring you guys back in. Alright guys, I was waiting for my ultimate circuits to back up, and you can see here I got 64, and I was like, okay, that's great. Then I went to check over here, and I realized, why do I have none backed up in here? I've been waiting for quite a while now. It's been at least 40 minutes. And then I realized I had 380 in my ME system, and I was confused because, that's almost 320 over what my drawer can hold. And then I realized that I had an ME importer on there, and that no matter how full this was, it would just put it into my ME drive, or my refined storage drive, and I realized I couldn't do that anymore, so what I ended up doing was making this directly export with a pipe into the drawer controller. This way it can only import into the drawer controller, so therefore it will back stuff now. Or at least I hope so. So actually we can do this work around with you guys together. We'll just zoom that on up, and it should get some put into here now. Yes. Well, I think that's fine because it's starting to back stuff in there now. I think this will work. Let's just keep this going at full blast. Looks like it's waiting for some reinforced alloy to come in, which I guess I might as well speed this up as well. Yeah, do I need to be doing all the speeding? Maybe not, but I have 62 hours in my thing. Yes, see, it's back stuffing now. That's exactly what I wanted to see, guys. This is what we needed. Now, I should not have to wait 40 minutes. I can probably wait 10 or 15 minutes at most before bringing you guys back in. While I was waiting for my machines to get going, I realized I was actually out of diamonds. And there's maybe a bit of a cheesy way to get diamonds, but the best way to get diamonds is not actually mine. It's to just kill Enderman in the end here. I can show you guys in a second why. Let's just kill these phantoms nearby. Oop, we're gonna attack from every which direction right now. So let me just quickly pull away quickly, or get attacked by everything. Oh my goodness. Okay, we'll just clear these guys out quickly. Go boop, boop, and nice. One more guy. Oh, I missed him. But oops, don't have my transmitter in range. Wait for this guy to come back. Smack him in the face. 3, 2, 1, and boom. So what I was trying to say was you get a whole bunch of tools, whether it's netherite, whether it's diamond, whether it's whatever, and if you guys use this in the salvager, you get all the pieces back. So honestly, the best way to get diamonds is realistically just kill stuff in the nether. And I know I really should be mining for it, I guess you could say, but if this works, I might as well use it. So I'm pretty much be running around the nether, getting as much items as I can, and that's kind of how it's going to go, guys. And this is why, guys, as I said, it is the best way to mine diamonds. Just go to the nether, sorry, the end, kill Enderman for 5-10 minutes, and boom. I got a stack and a half of diamonds, 10 or 11 netherite, and a whole bunch of other stuff. 10 out of 10 recommend every single time you need diamonds, or netherite for that matter too. Alright guys, we should have everything ready now to get the rest of the machines ready. I have a whole bunch of resources backed up here, so I should be able to get right into this now. We are on the chemical injection, yes. So we need to make the purification chamber first. I am kind of getting confused because I thought I had... They all getting sucked into here still. So we'll just take that many out and call it a day. Going back here to the purification chamber, to the enrichment chamber. Might as well make 2 of these. Did I make these again? Yeah, I might as well make 2 of these because I'm going to have to make 2 purification chambers. So if I just go here, is that not working? Did I make it wrong? Oh, right, there we go. So we have one purification chamber that we're going to need for the next step, and then we're going to use one to upgrade into the chemical injection chamber. And now we should have everything we need. Because I have the crusher, I have the enrichment chamber, and now I have these 5 pieces right there. So I think this is the order. So we have 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. That would make just enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, that's perfect, guys. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. This should be everything to get 3 times ore processing. Okay, so this guy, he needs the, what's this called? This is the sulfuric acid. So what we will do is, I'm just going to clear everything just to make it easy. I don't even know what infused types even means. So now we'll go to the back. Where's the back? The back is, the gas is on red. So we'll have it. That's items, never mind. That, now on the bottom I'll have an exporter, so we don't have to worry about that just now. Then we'll go to items, and on the bottom we'll have an input in dark red too, because we said that we'll have it go to the bottom. And then I'm guessing this is a liquid, so wait, they count it as a gas? Interesting. So we'll have output on blue to the left into the chemical washer. Remember, this needs 2 inputs. The first input is this guy right here, and the second input is water. So we will just, again, we're going to clear everything. I guess I can keep slurries like that. Output, actually we're going to need to change this to input. Yes. And then we still need fluid coming through the backside. And then we're going to need to This is still a slurry, isn't it? So we need to put the output on this side into this machine over here. And I don't think this machine needs anything besides having, where is it, gas coming in. I guess we can keep input on all sides. And then we're going to put output to the right. And then in here, we're going, the chemical injection chamber uses, now this, oh, this is the one that needs hydrogen chloride. So we'll have hydrogen chloride on the back side. And items on, so let's just clear that, and items on the right side. Then we're going to eject items. Actually, speaking of that, I should probably put all these on auto eject, just so I have that prepared. Oh shoot, I need slurries on this too. So I'm guessing, so that, oh boy. So slurries output to the right. I really hope I'm doing this correctly, guys. So we just did the chemical injection chamber, and then the purification chamber needs to input the item from the right and output to the left. This one was the one that needs oxygen. So the gases, that's fine, keeping that on all around. I don't know why there's iron in there. Probably because I pulled it off the piece over there. And then, did I make that one go auto eject? No, I didn't. How about this one? Yes, I did. So this is purification chambering into the crusher. So the crusher has an input on the right and an output on the left. And finally, this gets inputted on the right. And I guess I can put the furnace right here. So we'll put output on the top, and then we'll put a smelting factory on top. Okay, guys, that is confusing. And that is exactly why I wanted you guys here with me to do this. So hydrogen chloride should be a gas, I think. And what's needed for the hydrogen chloride? think it was this one here that needed the hydrogen chloride. So let's go here. And we take our pipe wrench out. There. What? I couldn't... Okay. Now that should be filling in there. Perfect, perfect. So now this one is... Please don't do that. Okay, good. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm just going to do that. I'm going to disconnect it along the way. And this one needs the oxygen right there. This is why I'm having this behind the wall, because it's going to look really ugly. And are we ejecting gases out the front? So I'm going to do that. Hopefully that didn't mess anything up by doing that. We're going to go up and over. This is going to look so bad. So now that should be getting oxygen. Right? Perfect. And the only thing I have to do now is pump the sulfuric acid, which I honestly have no clue. Okay, I'm assuming it's a gas because of that. Also, it's in a gas tank too, which would make sense that it's a gas. So then we're going to... Yeah, this is going to look really freaking stupid, guys. I'm sorry. But there's really nothing I can do about that. Then... up. I really hope this isn't screwing up the effects of this guy over here too much. Looks like nothing's getting gummed up, which is good. Oh, that's what. And now that should be good too, guys. So if I extract this, yes. Okay. So this should be set up. So what I'm going to do right now is pull my pickaxe out. Where's my netherite pickaxe? Or my end gobber pickaxe. So we're going to put some power under here now. Do I have any power cables? I do have power cables. Perfect. Power, and we might as well put the power source right there. We'll go back to tab. We go to at flux, because we're going to need to make a flux point. So again, we're going to need to make some more flux cores. Oops, looks like I might have enderized, but I'm probably not, because I can make more if I want to. We will pot that there, and we'll make this an extract, and this definitely is going to need another pipe upgrade. So we're going to just look at pipe. Now, am I really that out of iron? Yes, I am. So I'm going to run back to base, because I do have a whole bunch of iron over here, so it's honestly not too bad. I just need to come to this chest right here, and go bam. And now we can go back to making the pipe upgrade. We'll do 2 upgrades, because I don't have enough diamonds for another diamond upgrade, to be honest with you. So what we're going to do right now is actually just straight up test this. We're going to take a raw iron and just put it... Did I already mess up? Did I really mess up already? Oh, because I didn't set the power on. Thank goodness. So I think that's it. So did I mess up already? Uses... Oh, because I need 3 iron. Okay, that got me very scared for a second that I already messed my entire thing up. So now we're gonna go put that in there. Just jump out here. So we're gonna watch it go through the entire thing just to see if we did this correct. And that put the iron story in. Oh, I forgot to put the water in here, didn't I? See, this is always test stuff, guys. And now you guys get to see an even bigger pipe monster. You know, I bet I could just make a sink. Hopefully I can make a sink. This way I have all the essence, guys. Now I'm hoping... So is it this guy who needs it? So I'll just put that right there. Take the fluid pipe out. Hopefully this is enough water. So we're getting our clean slurry. It is transporting over to here. You can see iron is selected right now. And it's making our thing. So we should, at the end of this, get 5 iron dust. So what I'm going to do right now is do this as a time lapse. And because this might take a little bit longer to do, so I'm going to time lapse this, and when it's done, I'll bring you guys back in. Yes, guys, it does in fact work. We put in 3 iron, and we got 10 iron out. That means it did the 3.3 times ore processing as we hoped for. Everything worked, which honestly surprised me. I didn't think it would. Honestly, I was fully expecting something to happen. But now that we have everything up, what I'm going to do is probably, where can I even get it on here? I will find some place to put an ME export bus in here for all the raw materials, and I'll just have this going in background, and it'll be fantastic. We can finally have ore processing. I'll probably have osmium go first, because actually I might have iron go first because I need iron badly. Let's be real, I need iron badly right now. I'm very much out of iron. Yeah. So what I'm going to do now, guys, is I'm going to think about what I need to do next and bring you guys back in for that. I was thinking how I was going to put an ME bus on it, and I realized that actually is not going to work. The reason that won't work is because, let's say, what happens if it tries to put 2 iron in, and now there's no way for the iron to get put in because, or it's no way for the iron to process because it's like this. If it doesn't have 3 iron in, it won't process. So if I get stuck with 1 or 2, I'm kind of dumb out of luck and have to fix the machine myself. So this is actually where laser IO comes in extremely useful with the counting filter. So here's what I have. I have it turned off just for demonstration purposes. On the top, I have an counting card with an insert of 3 of each at a time. So it has to have 3 of each at a time for it to be able to put into it. So if this didn't have an even number of resources in it, or sorry, a multiple of 3, it wouldn't actually put it in. So what I mean by that is if you look over here, where'd it go? And we go to extract and turn it on, you will see, if I did this correctly, which I think I did. I hope I did. Did I not set the... Oh, yes. I just didn't set it to the bottom. So now you can see here, it's only keeping 3 raw iron in there because this guy's in my face, and he kind of needs to die because of that. He's going to accidentally fall on my sword. Oh, wow. But as you can see, it's only keeping 3 iron in here because it has to have 3 of the material for the process to work. So I just thought this would be a very important thing to tell you guys, because if you do not have this set up in your setup, or some way that it can, I guess, regulate how much pieces of raw material are in there, this won't be fully automatic. You'd have to babysit it every now and again because it will get stuck. Additionally, guys, I do want to say is I have an advanced exporter here because I thought I'd be able to have to put more resources in here. However, all of these resources with immersive engineering don't fit in. The occultism resources also don't fit in. So I probably could just download a normal one and be fine with it. But yeah, I just wanted to tell you that, guys, and it's very useful. Now this is 100% automatic, and all I really have to do is just add a smelter here, and this will be perfect. And I guess enable our bus back into the system. Alright, guys, so this episode has already gone for 40 minutes. This is what I meant when I ended last episode, saying if I kept doing the whole process, it would have taken 55 minutes to an hour for that episode, because this took us 40 minutes to do. It's 40 minutes right now. So this is where I will be ending the episode today. Next episode, I'll probably put the furnace there, and I'll probably stage a bunch of drawers for all the resources to be put into in between episodes. So just for convenience sake and stuff, and I can quickly show you guys what I did at the beginning of next episode. So once again, guys, thank you very much for watching the 11th episode of my Direwolf20 119 series. I'm having so much fun so far, and if you're wondering, when I was waiting for this to get going, I used probably 20 hours in my time in the bottle just to get this ready for you guys. Sorry, I'm tired right now. It's very late at night, and I'm pretty much going to bed right after I film this piece right here. But yes, I do this guys every single time I start rambling. Thank you guys very much for watching the 11th episode of my Direwolf20 119 series. I very much am having fun, and I very much look forward to you guys in the 12th. Bye bye.